You used to be really fat, but now you're not, and you look incredible. This was a backhanded comment I got a couple of weeks ago, actually. And so in that moment, I kind of smiled and paused and just didn't really know what to do. And this isn't uncommon in my culture or in my family system. So in this video today, we're going to talk about what a backhanded comment is and how to address them. If you've had a backhanded comment recently, I would love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be using the word comment and compliment interchangeably. Did you know that there are 3 parts in this series? The first video is why we can't accept compliments. The second is how to accept compliments. And the third part of the series, which is this video, is how to deal with backhanded comments. So what is a backhanded compliment? It is a compliment disguised as an insult. So for instance, you look really good today. I wish you would look like this every day. Do you see the difference? The beginning was you look really good today. And the second half was the insulting part of, I wish you would look like this every day. Backhanded compliment. Why do people give backhanded compliments? Research shows that the majority of folks that give backhanded compliments are often dealing with their own mental health struggles, lack self-awareness, or lack emotional maturity. So this is something to remember when you receive that backhanded compliment. There can also be a cultural component as well when it comes to backhanded compliments. So just like in a Western society, we are taught to provide compliments in a certain way, in other areas of the world, they are taught the same thing that fall within the societal cultural norms of that area. These are things to keep in mind. What do we do when we receive a backhanded compliment? Step 1, we want to check in with ourselves and verify how we're feeling. If we feel hurt by the compliment, if we feel sad from the compliment, if it just didn't feel good, chances are it was a backhanded compliment. So step number 1 is all about assessing. How did that comment make me feel? After we've checked in with ourselves and we recognize that this was a backhanded compliment because it didn't make us feel good and it actually hurt our feelings, we arrive at a choice point. I'll give you a number of choices that you can choose from to see what best suits you when you want to deal with a backhanded compliment. Before we get into the choices that we can make to address this compliment or lack of compliment, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Cassandra Mullick, and I am a registered therapist and a wellness coach. I also happen to be a child of immigrant parents, and this channel talks about ways that we can increase self-compassion, our self-esteem, and tackle some of these challenging things we experience within our lives. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to this channel and hit that like button so that others can find this channel as well. Choice point number 1, we can address the compliment and say something like, I know you're trying to be positive, but that actually hurt my feelings because. And then we can fill in the blank. Choice point number 2. We can choose to acknowledge the positive component of the compliment if we feel like the person didn't have ill intent behind the compliment and was just trying to compliment us, but maybe just didn't know how. Choice point number 3. We can change the topic and deflect the compliment altogether. We may choose to deflect the compliment or not address it if we feel uncomfortable, or we know that the person that we're speaking to may not understand or be in a position to accept the feedback. So maybe in that moment, we just choose to not address what's happening, and that's okay. Lastly, choice point number 4, use humor. We can address the comment by infusing some humor into our response, like, "Oh, I see that there was a compliment in there, but also an insult." When we make this decision, we keep the conversation light, and we also send a message to that individual that they have said something inappropriate. If you've enjoyed the content of today's video, please check out the other videos, which I'll link to this video. Take care, everyone.